And now Mike Myers, who is one of our members, will introduce his SOS students.
Good evening. My name is Michael Meyer, and I'm a school counselor at Wake Forest-Rolesville, soon to be Wake Forest Middle School. And I'm also the proud advisor of the Social Organization and Service Club, or SOS. The SOS Club was formed 12 years ago at Cedar Creek Middle School in Youngsville, when middle school students wanted to give back after September 11th. By planning charity events, these kids learn budget management, marketing, public speaking, and important small business skills that need to be taught in every school. Through years of hard work, the students formed a partnership with the management at the PNC Arena last year to move their annual dance marathon for charity there with a vision to create a major regional youth event. And you will shortly hear from two of those students. Madison Bechtel is an 8th grader at our school and serves as the vice president of the SOS Club. Madison is a true go-getter when it comes to getting the job done. She is passionate about helping people. Madison came up with several ideas over our summer vacation, including one to help teenagers recognize a healthy relationship and what a healthy relationship looks like, and she'll be telling you more about that. Madison has been a strong leader, and that she's always offering to talk to community leaders in an effort to get their support. And she recently won a well-deserved big award from the state of North Carolina, which you will hear about in a few minutes. Sydney Sterling is in 8th grade as well, and is one of the main leaders in the club. She's trusted by many of her friends because she's so kind and viewed as the peacemaker in the club. Sydney's father is currently serving overseas in our U.S. Army. In fact, we have our school's traveling American flag with us today, which we fly every day in honor of our parents that serve. Even though her father is often away from home, Sydney remains positive and very proud of him. In fact, Sydney will be volunteering this summer at the VA hospital in Durham. Sydney's father, George, will be watching Sydney speak tonight via a webcast. And I would like to have everyone here give him a standing ovation as a thanks from home back in Wake Forest. So if we could do that, he will be watching us from overseas. And now I turn it over to the students so they can fill you in on the many accomplishments and trials and tribulations they've experienced this year.
Hi, my name is Madison Bechtel.
And my name is Sydney Sterling.
And we are here representing SOS, the only club of its kind. In the past year, we've done a lot for our community. Our annual dance marathon has raised over $143,000 since 2001 for Duke and NC Children's Hospitals. This year, the event moved to PNC Arena in Raleigh. We had a few patients with cancer come out and see it. It was a great event for the kids, but that's not all we do. This year, our leaders took on their own community service projects. For example, we're in the process of making an anti-bullying video, a vaccination clinic with the ASPCA where people can come get their dogs and cats and animals free vaccinations, collecting shoes for Samaritan's Feet, reading to elementary school kids, volunteering with students with autism, collecting crutches for disabled children in Africa. Last year we had this thing called Flight 93 night where 38 of the family members of the ones who died on Flight 93 came to North Carolina and watched a Carolina Hurricanes hockey game against the New York Rangers to raise money for the memorial. Polar Plunge for Special Olympics where we unfortunately jump into a freezing cold pool of water at the YMCA to raise money for Special Olympics, and yes, it is cold. Last year we presented at the National Middle School Conference in Portland, Oregon, and the North Carolina Middle School Counselors Conference in Greensboro, North Carolina. Next year we'll be featured presenters at the National Middle School Conference in Minnesota. We help Hurricane Sandy victims in New York, and then the last project we have going on is TAP, Teen Abuse Program, which is my project, and it teaches, especially girls, the difference between a healthy and unhealthy relationship because they're getting to that age where they're dating now.
One of my projects is I volunteer at a horse farm with my friend. We go out there, we work with the animals, and it's a really good time. My other project is I volunteer at a veterans hospital. My mom is a veteran, and my dad is an active duty Special Forces Colonel in the Army who is currently deployed. I wanted to volunteer somewhere I could relate. He's been a big influence in my life and what I do. For example, SOS. This is a place where I can give back. It's been a really big part of my life, and it's changed who I am. Individually, Haley King, our president, and Erica Bell have won the Raleigh Elk Service Award, and Madison Bechtel won the Prudential Spirit of Community Award and will represent North Carolina in Washington, D.C. in May. We have had struggles in the past year. Our date of the dance marathon was not set in stone until a couple months before our big event. Our biggest obstacle to overcome was marketing. Last spring, we met with Mr. Tater, who agreed to help us advertise to other schools in Wake County. When he was let go, this had a large impact on our publicity. We overcame this by getting over 200 students from Wake Forest-Rolesville Middle School alone to save the event and still raised $13,000 for the hospitals.
One of the things I've learned about leadership is that it's not easy under any circumstances. As with any large group of people, we have our share of disagreements and drama within the club. It is an important lesson for us to put aside and not lose focus on our goal, which is for the kids, or as we like to say, FTK. Speaking for the both of us, this club has made us non-selfish teenagers. SOS shows us that we really are blessed and thankful for what we have. We focus on people that have it worse off, like the children in Duke and UNC Children's Hospitals. The kids are sick and some are dying. We have met with some of them, and then you really understand the true reason SOS is here and the true purpose of what we do.
This is the reality check. SOS does have fun, but this is when we realize why we really are here. On a happier note, this may seem random, but our advisor is amazing and he supports our decisions and lets us be independent. He's been there for us from the start and he really cares about us. He balances counselor's job, SOS, and his new engagement. He proposed Dance Marathon, by the way, with a lot of help from us and others in the club. No matter what, though, we love what we do and the people we are, and this never would have happened without SOS being in our lives.
Once again, this year's Dance Marathon will be held at PNC Arena, so we need everyone's help to get the word out about us. We want all middle school age youth groups, church groups, schools, etc. to join us for Dance Marathon to make it a regional event. If you have any questions, feel free to ask or check us out at our website, www.wfsosclub.com. Thanks for listening, and Mr. Meyer will now make some few closing comments.
Thank you. As a lot of adults know, getting up in front of a lot of people is not easy. So great job, ladies. We're all very proud of you, and you did wonderful. And I just want to take a final minute or two, if I might, and I just want to say a few words about these kids and the kids in this club. Because people don't see what I see as their advisor and their coach. They've been through a lot of disappointments this year, actually. These kids have stayed after school at least one day per week, sometimes more, talking to community business leaders, doing anything to try to get this dance marathon up and running and to be a success. And they've stayed focused since last September, over a year, even though they've had one thing after another sort of go wrong, all out of their control. They've been told numerous times that something's about to happen, and for a variety of reasons, as you've heard, all of them, again, out of their control, sometimes that support has not materialized for them. And the point of this is we're not complaining, but the point of it is to show you that they're still here, and they haven't given up. And they've been discouraged at times, would you say? Absolutely. Trust me, a lot of adults would have given up by now. So I just want to say to the town that if any group of kids deserves and needs a break to go their way this year, it's this group of kids right here. I so badly want them to experience the success that goes with hard work, because this is the time that we want kids to learn the values of hard work and the values of giving back to your neighbor. And this is their last chance to make it happen. It really is their final stand. If you want to see what this can be and what their vision is, when you go home tonight, I ask you to go on YouTube and YouTube Penn State Thon, T-H-O-N, 2013 total, and watch the reaction of thousands of college students when they realize they've raised over $12 million for kids with cancer. That's the same joy I want our kids in Wake Forest to be able to experience later this year. We've given out information at the tables. The kids have given you their business cards. For those of you watching on TV, the website is www.wfsosclub.com. Again, I thank you for this opportunity. Someone had to get up and let the town know how hard these kids have worked and how much I really appreciate what they've done. So thank you.